All right, so to get this started, the flow for today is definitely going to be a bit more, think of this as a chest opener, shoulder opener, heart opener kind of thing. We're going to take this toward a lopsided crow. So definitely a little bit of bent arm work. The lopsided crow itself is asymmetrical, so it's going to be an odd way of balancing. Other areas, of course, too, but shoulders, chest, upper back, keep that in mind. Bent arm, straight arm positions as well. And just work things as best you can. That is a demonstration that I have before we begin here. So once we get in the main part of the flow, every sequence will eventually bring you to the front of the mat. And initially, we're just going to take a regular crow first, and I'm going to break this up. So I'll come into crow, demonstrate that as we go through and cue that, and then from there I'll come down into all fours for the setup for the lopsided crow. Now there's a way to link the two poses. I'll demonstrate that here at the beginning. I won't be showing that during class, but you're welcome to give that a try if you're a bit more experienced with crow, and I do recommend giving that a try. It's definitely, it takes a little bit more skill to manage your balance and move into that transition. So coming into this, for crow itself, you're going to be in a forward fold, and this is where I usually cue this. So from here, you set your hands down about shoulder width. So palms flat, dig your fingertips down, grip the mat, lift your heels, and bring the knees to touch your arms. And then look forward, lean forward. Just take things slow, keep your grip, and you want to lift this up so the feet come up together. Big toes to touch, pull the heels in toward your seat. And you can take this into any variation of crow you like. If you want to bring it down lower, you can bring the knees out wide. If you want to move toward one of the strain arm positions with crow, you can try to bring the knees up toward your armpits and work it from that point if you want to take it there. But after we come into crow right there, I'm going to take it down to all fours. And this is how we'll set up the lopsided crow. So from here, I'm going to bring my right forearm down, but I'm going to stay in my left hand. So the right elbow stays to the side. The right hand comes to center. That form's diagonal in relation to the rest of me. And then my left hand slides back so I can stack the elbow directly over the wrist and keep that elbow pulled into the side. And you want to keep the forearm as close to vertical as possible. You're going to get much more stability from that because you can press straight down. People tend to bring the hand too far forward, and there's a pretty pronounced angle with the forearm. It's very hard to stabilize yourself in this position, keep in mind. But there's no actually perfect position. Just slide the hand back and work that as best you can. Now you're going to look down toward the floor. Tuck the toes of both feet. Lift your knees. And then bring your feet in. Walk this in to get your hips as high as possible. And this may sound contradictory, but the more vertical your torso can be with your hips over your shoulders, the easier this is to hold. So from here, I'm going to bring my left knee under my left arm and then squeeze the right leg into the left, use your inner thighs, and pull the heel in close. You don't want your feet just hanging down. It's not just about setting your knees on your arms. And then the other leg, squeeze it in and pull that second foot up toward the first. And again, the more toward vertical you can be, the more stable you are, which does put you close to the falling, but that's how it goes when you're balancing, keep in mind. You got to be at the edge of what you can handle, or of what you can actually support to actually bring yourself into that position. Otherwise, everything's going to be very heavy and you're going to drop back down, basically in the direction of your feet. So just work that as best you can. Now, if you want to work the transition, going from that full crow to the lopsided crow, there's a way to do this, and again, you want to just keep all those cues in mind. So you just come into your crow, and you're going to bring your knees to the lower part of the upper arms on the lower half. Look forward, lean, lift the feet together, pull the heels up close, and try to make this even more vertical. Bring your head down and keep your butt up high in the air. Now I'm going to drop my left elbow, which means both my legs come over to the right. I'm just going to look straight down, grip hard, and slowly pivot to bring your elbow down, and go slow. The last few inches is a little bit tough to manage. And you usually come crashing down at that point, and you may tumble off to the side. It's not the end of the world, keep in mind. Just work it as best you can. Now, if you move into this transition and you want to go even further, going back toward chaturanga, it's possible. It's a little bit clunky. But you can go ahead, hop your feet back, and just move a little bit to lift that elbow up off the floor. And just something to play around with, keep in mind. If you're just working on the transition toward that lopsided crow, that might be good enough. If you're more experienced, there's always somewhere else to go. So just work things as best you can and see how far you want to take things today, and just have that in mind. So all that said, let's go ahead and get this started seated. And I'm going to turn to the side just to make this clear, but I want you to sit this more or less upright with your legs crossed at the ankles and knees up high. Now, coming into this, I want you to think of this more or less like you're taking a seated child's pose, so without actually being on your shins. So go ahead and bring your hands to your knees, and then keep the knees wide, but squeeze in. So you're pulling the thighs toward the sides of your ribs and trying to bring your torso forward. And if you can, maybe you can even link your hands. Now, as you're pulling in, let your shoulder blades spread apart. Let your upper back round. Round the back of your neck and just bring your chin down toward your chest. Pull everything in as tight as you can. And just hold on to that tension for a few breaths. Now just keep your hands where they are and then just relax the tension just enough to keep yourself in place like this. And then just close your eyes. So give yourself a moment to settle in. Let your mind quiet down. Keep that rounding through the upper back. And then start to deepen your breathing here. So with the inhales, pull in as much air as you can. Try to fill up your lungs and hold on to all that breath at the top. With your exhale, constrict the back of your throat. So slow your breath down on the way back out. And just work to make your exhales last at least as long as your inhales as you breathe. And just keep breathing like this to begin. Now when you're ready, take a deep inhale. Now when you exhale, just open your eyes. And then just look forward, set your hands down behind you, lean back, and reverse the cross. So cross at the ankles. So left leg in first, right leg over the left. Actually, I'm assuming I cued that properly. Opposite what you just had at any rate. And again, sit this up tall. So take hold of your knees, draw your chest forward between your thighs as much as you can. And just keep this at a point where you can sit this upright without using your hands, and we'll take this slow. So with an inhale, reach your arms up high. Exhale, hands down through heart center. Inhale, reach us up high again. Exhale, hands through center. Inhale, arms up high. Exhale through center again. Inhale, reach us up high. And with the exhale this time, just lean to the right. Right hand to the floor, left arm stretching right. Bring your gaze up high and hold this for a moment. With your next inhale, bring it up to center, reach up. And then with the exhale, lean left. Left hand down, right arm reaching left. Stretch this out long, gaze up high, hold here. Now with your next inhale, bring it back to center, arms up high. And then with the exhale, bring the hands down through center. And then set your hands behind you, lean back, uncross the feet. And just keep your feet about hips width distance apart, hands behind the shoulders about shoulder width, and just keep the hands in close, lean forward just a bit. And we'll stretch out the wrists here. So I want you to have the hands behind you and flip them over. Backs of the hands down, palms facing up, fingertips pointing toward the center line of the mat. And just keep most of your weight forward here to start. Now spread your fingers out wide, press your fingertips down. And just take it back and forth, moving side to side, putting a little bit more weight in your hands, but keep the tension with your fingertips pressing down the whole time. And just feel things out, take it back and forth. You don't have to press down hard. But you want to feel that tension move through the hands, up into the wrists and through the forearms. And then see about pulling the elbows in toward each other and draw your chest forward a little bit. Keep your fingertips pressing down. Now, if you can take this further, maybe just start to walk your butt forward toward your heels a little bit. Keep the hands rooted. Keep your fingertips pressing down. Keep your chest pulling forward. And then as you hold on to that tension of the hands, just fold your knees over to the right and over to the left at your own pace. And just keep your chest pulling forward. And just take this to where you can. I know it's an awkward position here, but you should probably feel the stretch. You probably don't have to take it too far to feel the sensation. And then go ahead, bring your knees into center. Now come up onto the fingertips. I'm going to take the same basic position, but take it further. So this time the palms are facing down. Fingertips point in the direction of your feet. But see about walking your hands a little bit further back and try to keep a bend in both elbows. Hands still about shoulder width. Spread your fingers wide, dig your fingertips down. And then just to start, keep the feet where they are and go back and forth. Start to straighten your arms to where you can. Let the heels of the hands lift. And then bend the elbows and sink your weight back. And just take it back and forth like this. Now, depending on where you tighten, where you loose, you may feel the stretch in the shoulders right away. But focus on the hands here to start. Spread the fingers wide, dig your fingertips down. And work towards straightening your arms as much as you can to let that stretch go through the wrists and up into the forearms as your fingertips are digging down into your mat. And the next time you bring the weight back to your hands, just bend the elbows and hold this position. Now pull the elbows toward each other, but pull your chest forward. And if you want to take an even deeper stretch through the shoulders and across the chest, you can slide your butt close to your feet. And go ahead and adjust the distance of the feet just to accommodate this. Keep your feet out about hip-width distance apart. And with your chest still pulling forward, take it back and forth. Fold your knees right and then left. And just feel this out here. And then the next time you bring your knees over to the right side, just keep them down to that side. Chest still pulling forward, maybe look left. And if you want to take it even further, keep the elbows pulling toward each other, but see about extending your left leg right. You can lift that foot up off the floor. And then go ahead and switch it out. Keep your chest pulling forward, upper body stays rigid. Bring your knees to the right side. Well, I guess it's over to the left side now. And then maybe extend the right leg left with your chest still pulling forward, and maybe look to the right. And then bring that foot down. And then go ahead, start to walk the hands forward, bring yourself upright. And just take a moment, shake your hands out a little bit. You can even roll out the shoulders. When you're ready, cross at the ankles, roll forward, and come on your knees. I'm going to set this up for a bridging position here. Now to set this up, I want you to bring your knees out wide, a little bit wider than your hips. Big toes point toward each other like you're about to come into child's pose. Go ahead, walk the hands back, come down to sitting on your heels. And then hands behind the shoulders, about shoulder width. Try to stay light on your hands, and if you can, stay on your fingertips. Now I want to take this up and down, lifting and lowering the hips. To make this work, be sure you're kicking your feet down and squeezing your glutes as you press the hips up and forward. So back and forth from here. With an inhale, kick down, squeeze your glutes, let your head pull back. And then with the exhale, just sink back down. Inhale, kick into the floor, squeeze your glutes and lift again. And then exhale, lower. Now one more time, kick into the floor, take an inhale, squeeze your glutes, lift, hold here. Now as you hold on to this, keep your feet pressing down, keep your hips pressing forward, and just let that stretch move through the length of your thighs from the knees all the way through the front of the pelvis. And then go ahead and bring this back down. Now hands to your hips, keep the feet where they are, but bring yourself up so everything's vertical from the knees on up. And then still kicking down, squeeze your glutes, press the hips forward. And then arms behind you, hands about shoulder width, reach for the fingertips. And just take this to where you can. Now to make this easier, you can keep the hands a little bit closer. To make it harder, you can start to reach further back. But either way, hips are still pressed forward, glutes engaged, kick into your feet. And then hinge from the knees, lean back. See about just touching your fingertips to the floor. And then come all the way up and keep your glutes engaged the whole time. Again, like that, lean this back, just lightly touch your fingertips to the floor. And then bring this back up. And then one more time, kick down, reach back, see about bringing your fingertips to touch, and then come back up. Now from here, start with your hands at your chest. Glutes are still engaged, hips still pressed forward, and this time twisting. So go ahead, open to the left side, reach back with your left hand, just touch the floor behind. Keep your glutes engaged and come back up to center. And then turn to the right, reach with your right hand, just touch the fingertips down, and then bring it back up. Turn to the left side again, reach back, lightly touch the floor. And then come back up to center. And then turn to the right. Reach with the right hand. Lightly touch your fingertips down. And back up to center here. One more round. Turn left. Lightly touch the fingertips down. Hold here. Kick down. Keep your glutes squeezing. And then bring it back up. Turn right. Reach with the right hand. Lightly touch your fingertips to the floor and hold. And then bring it back up to center. And then once you're back up, just bring your hands down to the floor. Come into all fours. And from all fours, give yourself a moment to move around. Maybe twist a little bit. You can shake your legs out. Stay loose around the low back and the hips. And we're definitely working this quite a bit to the upper body today. So we're going to take a push-up variation. So from all fours, I want you to bring your knees together and the feet to come together as well. Now keep the hands shoulder width, but slide them about one hand's distance closer to your feet. Now be sure your hands are rotated to the side at least a little bit. So at the minimum, have your index finger pointed forward. Or if you want to take it even further, you can rotate so the middle finger points out to the side, toward the right and to the left, depending on the side. But either way, spread your fingers out wide, dig your fingertips down, grip the floor. Lean forward with straight arms. Shoulders start past the wrist, and you're going to end this position with that forward lean. Keep your chest pulling forward, and keep your neck in line with the rest of your spine. Now, I want to take it back and forth, bending the elbows. Keep the arms parallel the whole time. So elbows pulled into your sides just like chaturanga. And then just take this slow. Now, shoulders forward as the elbows bend. Bring this forward, come halfway down and hold here, elbows pulled in. Now, keep that bend. Bring your weight back, elbows come down to the floor. Arms are still bent. Grip your mat. Bring your weight forward, back to chaturanga arms. Now, press up to straight and keep that forward lean. 2 more rounds like that. Bring it forward. Shoulders forward as the elbows bend. Hold here, halfway down. Now pull your weight back. Elbows come down to the floor. Keep the arms parallel. Bring it forward. Elbows pulled into your sides like this. And then press it up to straight. 1 more round. Shoulders forward as the elbows bend. Now hold here at halfway. Keep the elbows pulled in. Bring your weight back and set the elbows on the floor. Now shift your weight forward. Elbows are still pulled in your sides, still chaturanga arms. And then press up to straight. And just take a moment to breathe. So that's a modified Russian push-up right there, and that may be hard enough as we just did with the knees down. We're going to take a second set, and you can do this the same way if that was good enough. Now, if you want to take things further, and this is considerably harder, you can do it with straight legs, and it's going to be the same action with the arms, but this is going to take you through plank, chaturanga, and dolphin. So either way, you can keep the knees down with the hands shoulder width with that forward lean, or you can step the feet all the way back, legs straight with the knees lifted. Either way, let's take it back and forth and 3 rounds of this. Shoulders forward as the elbows bend. Now hold this halfway down. Keep your elbows pulled in. Arms are still bent. Bring your weight back. Elbows come down to the floor. Now shift your weight forward. Keep the elbows pulled into your sides like this. And then press it up to straight. Still with that forward lean. 2 more rounds. Shoulders forward as the elbows bend. Hold here at halfway. Now bring your weight back. Elbows come down to the floor. Now shift your weight forward, keep the elbows pulled into your sides like this, and then press up to straight. 1 more round. Shoulders forward as the elbows bend, hold here. And then bring your weight back, elbows come down to the floor. Shift your weight forward, keep the elbows pulled into your sides like this, and then press back up to straight. And relax. Bring your knees down, take a moment to move. And then we'll work this into some of those lopsided positions. So from here, I want you to come down from the right hand onto the right forearm, but stay in your left hand. Now the right elbow stays out to the side. Bring that right hand to center. That forearm's diagonal. Slide your left hand straight back so the elbow stacks over the wrist. Keep that elbow pulled into your side. Now just look down and bring this into a lopsided plank. So step your feet straight back, bring your hips down, keep your body in one line, and keep the left elbow pulled into your side. Now just keep your chest facing down. We're going to move one leg at a time. So pull your right knee forward as close as you can to your right shoulder, and then step that right foot back. Right knee to the right shoulder, close as you can go, and then step it back again. 1 more time, right knee to right shoulder, pull it in close. Step straight back, hold your shape, and then work the left leg. Now pull the left knee to your chest as far forward as you can. Step that foot straight back. Left knee to your chest, pull it in close, and then step straight back again. 1 more time, left knee to your chest, pull this in, step straight back, and then put your knees down, and come back up to all fours. And give yourself a moment to breathe. It looks pretty simple when somebody else does it, but it's a little bit harder than it might look. Let's take the other side. Bring it down onto the left forearm and stand your right hand this time. Left elbow to the side, left hand comes into center, that forearm's diagonal. Slide your right hand straight back, elbow stacks over the wrist and keep the elbow pulled in. Now step your feet straight back, bring your body into line. And keep that right elbow pulled in. Now just breathe. Now work it with the left leg first. Left knee to left shoulder, close as you can go. And then step that foot back. Left knee to left shoulder again. And then step this back. Left knee to left shoulder 1 more time. Step straight back. And then the other leg. Pull the right knee to your chest as close as you can. Step straight back. Right knee to your chest again. And then step straight back. Right knee to your chest 1 more time. Step straight back, and then bring your knees down, and come up to all fours. And give yourself a moment to breathe here. All right, one last thing before we move on to the rest of the flow. So bring yourself into that lopsided shape again on the right side. Right forearm down, but stay in your left hand. Right elbow to the side. Right hand moves to center. Move your left hand back, elbow stacks over the wrist, and this time we're taking to a lopsided dolphin. Keep the left elbow pulled in, look down. Tuck the toes of both feet, lift your knees and bring your hips up high. Now take it further. Walk your feet in, get your hips as high as you can from the beginning, and maybe just stay here. This is fine. Keep that left elbow pulled in. Now if you can take it further still, inhale your left leg high, keep it lifted. Scorpion the pose. Bend your left knee, hang your left foot right, hold here. Now with an inhale, straighten your left leg, still lifted. With the exhale, bring the knee down and touch the left arm. Inhale the left leg high. Exhale, knee to left arm. Inhale the left leg high. Exhale, knee to left arm. Inhale the left leg high. Exhale, knee to arm. Now just set it down here. And then as you hold this, use your inner thigh, squeeze the right leg close to the left. And then go ahead, bring everything down and come down to all fours. Take a moment to breathe. And that gets you about 80% of the way to that lopsided crow. Let's take this on the other side. So come down onto your left forearm and stay on the right hand. Left elbow to the side. Left hand comes into center. That forearm's diagonal. Slide your right hand back. Elbow stacks over the wrist. Keep the right elbow pulled in. Tuck the toes of both feet. And then lift your knees. Bring your hips up high. Walk the feet and get the hips as high as you can from the beginning. Just look straight down. Now to take it further. Inhale the right leg high. Keep it lifted. Scorpion the pose. Bend the right knee. Hang the right foot left. Now with an inhale, straighten your right leg. Keep it high. And then with the exhale, bring the knee down and touch the right arm. Inhale the right leg high. Exhale, knee to right arm. Inhale the right leg high. Exhale, knee to right arm. Inhale the right leg high. Now with the exhale, set the knee down on the right arm. And then use the inner thigh, squeeze the left leg into the right. And then go ahead, bring everything down. Come back to all fours. And once you're in all fours, give yourself a moment to breathe here. Now maybe to stay here and breathe, you can take another stretch if you like and just take a little break. But whenever you're ready, tuck your toes, straighten your legs, lift your hips, and find your downward facing dog. Now once you move in a position, take a look at how you set this up. Hands about shoulder width distance apart. Now press into your palms, flatten your hands, feel some weight toward the base of your thumbs. And then sink your chest down low to the floor. Now as your chest sinks down, press your hips up as high toward the ceiling as you can. And let that upward reach of the hips start to lengthen and straighten everything out through the upper body from the wrist creases through to the hips. Hold tension in your core, draw from belly and around the lower ribs. And keep reaching your hips up high. If your legs are tight, if your hamstrings are tight, let that go. You can bend your knees, or maybe just pedal this out and let your hips move side to side and stay loose. When you're ready, take an inhale. And then with the exhale, just bend the knees, look forward, and step this to the front. Let's take a ragdoll forward. Now feet about hips width distance apart, deep bend in the knees. Let your belly touch your thighs, let your head hang, let your spine round. And just let everything go long and loose here. Let the muscles in your neck relax. Now you can hang your hands to the floor. You can reach to opposite elbows and maybe shake the side to side to loosen further. And then when you're ready, just release any grip that you have. Keep the bend in the knees to begin. And just restack your spine. So slowly roll this up to standing, bring your head up last. And then just open up your palms at your sides. Now when you're ready, with an inhale, reach your arms up high. And with the exhale, just bring your hands down to heart center. Now take a moment to breathe, set an intention. Let your mind clear, find your focus. Take a deep inhale. And then with the exhale, just release your hands. Now with the next inhale, reach your arms up high. And then with the exhale, slowly fold this forward. Hinge at the hips, start with a straight spine, put a little bend in your knees. Keep your core engaged, move smoothly. And then just release this at the bottom. Now with an inhale, lift up halfway, fingertips to the floor or to your shins, lengthen forward through the crown of your head. And then with the exhale, bring your hands down and step your feet back, come into high plank. Now find your shape, wrists into shoulders, palms press to the floor. Press the floor away from you and press your spine up toward the ceiling. Stay lifted. Take an inhale. And then with the exhale, slowly bring your shoulders forward as the elbows bend. Now keep your body in line. Elbows pulled into your sides and lower with control, all the way down into your belly. Now once you're down, flatten the feet out behind you. Hands under the shoulders, elbows into your sides. Now let's take this up and down through low cobra. So with an inhale, just peel up your head, neck, and chest. Exhale, roll back down. Inhale, peel this up again. Exhale, roll down. Inhale, peel up one more time. Now just stay lifted here. Now keep the lift in your upper body, press into your feet. Take some all the weight out of your hands. Elbows at your sides, pull the shoulders back, keep your gaze forward. And work to lift this up even higher. Now I want you to keep that lift, but take an inhale. And with the exhale, just bring your hands down. Now slide your hands forward. I want to take this into Sphinx. So forearms parallel, elbows underneath the shoulders, palms down. Press in your palms, spread your fingers out wide, grip the floor. And then kick your feet down into the mat and squeeze your glutes, press the hips down and forward. Now to take this further, just focus on your hands, pull your chest forward as much as you can. Pull the chin in, reach the top of the head toward the ceiling. Now you're extending the spine forward, up and out of the pelvis. And if you can hold on to that and take it further still, keep gripping the floor, but start to lift the elbows maybe a little bit, maybe a lot, and find more length to your spine as you go further through the bend. Keep your chest pulling forward, keep breathing. And then slowly, if you lifted the elbows at all, set them back down. And just take this all the way down to the mat. Bring your chin down, lay your arms down at your sides. I want to take a floor bow. Now go ahead, bend into both knees, and then reach back with both hands. Now, there's a few things you can do here. Now, if you can't actually grip your feet or your ankles, just keep reaching. You're going to work to lift your knees. And then if you can, see about taking hold of the outside edges of the feet. If you want to go even further to open your shoulders, you can reach to the inside edges. Now, wherever you take this to, with an inhale, just lift your head, neck, and chest, look forward. Now, if you don't have that grip, just reach back, draw the shoulders back, squeeze your glutes, and lift the knees up off the floor best you can. Now, if you do have the grip, kick into the hands, and then draw your shoulders forward to lift the knees higher. Now, as you come into that lift, keep kicking and bring the weight toward your belly. Draw the chest forward, reach the top of the head toward the ceiling, and keep breathing here. Take an inhale. With your exhale, slowly bring things down. Arms to your sides, maybe just keep your knees down. You can windshield wipe your legs side to side. And then whenever you're ready, bring the feet down to the floor. Now, hands under the shoulders, elbows into your sides, press into your palms. We're going to take this to upward facing dog. So with an inhale, straighten arms. Now pull your chest forward, let your hips hang, stay on the tops of your feet. Keep your legs active, work to lift your knees up from the mat. To take it further, kick your feet down, squeeze your glutes, and use that tension to pull the hips forward and deepen the arc through the front. Now lift with your arms, but lift with your shoulders. Keep your neck long, keep your chest pulling forward. And then take a deep inhale. And with the exhale, pull your belly in. Hips are patted down, dog. Paddle out. Let your hips move side to side. And let's take this through our sun salutations here. Steady movement. Take a deep inhale. With the exhale, bend your knees. Look forward. Step or float to the front. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold back down. Now inhale to standing with your arms up high. And then with the exhale, fold this all the way back down again. Inhale, halfway lift. And with the exhale, hands to the mat. Chaturanga is next, high plank to low. With an inhale, open up your chest, draw it forward, lift your gaze. And then with the exhale, pull your belly in and bring your hips up, patted down dog. We'll take it through 2 more rounds. Keep it steady. Take an inhale. With the exhale, bend your knees, look forward, step or float. Inhale, halfway left. Exhale, fold back down. Inhale to standing, reach us up high. And then with the exhale, bring it back down again. Inhale, lift up halfway. And with the exhale, hands to the floor, high plank to lows next. Now with an inhale, open up, draw this forward. Exhale, pull back in and bring your hips back up. One last round, take an inhale. Exhale, bend your knees, look forward, step or float. Inhale, lift halfway up. Exhale, fold down. Inhale to standing, reach your arms up high. Exhale, fold this all the way back down again. Inhale, halfway lift here. And then with the exhale, hands to the mat, chaturanga. With the inhale, open up, draw forward. Exhale, pull back in. Bring your hips back up. Just find your downward facing dog and breathe here. Now from your down dog, take a deep inhale. And then with the exhale, bend your knees, look forward, step or float. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to standing, reach us up high. And with the exhale, sink into chair this time. Put the weight to your heels, bend your knees, and bring your hips down low. Now as you settle in, pay attention to your stance. Feet not too wide within hips width distance. Big toes towards center, knees towards center, belly pulled in. Now keep your hips low. Bring the hands down to heart center. Interlace the fingers, face the palms away from you, keep the elbows wide. And then palms toward the ceiling. Now be sure you can pull the shoulders back, keep your chest open and look forward, maybe even sink this down lower. Now you're still in chair, focus weight on your left foot, lift your right heel, and just go slow. Right leg forward, dip the big toe down. Now draw a semicircle all the way behind you, and then draw it to the front, keep the left leg strong. Right big toe circles back again. And then bring it forward, keep looking forward. One more time, draw that semicircle behind you, hold here. And then step the right foot down next to left. Put the weight to the right foot, lift your left heel this time. And then come up to standing with your left knee high, just hold. Now slow your breathing down, grip with the right big toe, release your hands, and bring them down to your hips. Now when you're ready, we're going to take a dancer variation. Line the left knee up with the right and reach back with your right hand. Take hold of the inside edge of your left foot. Now once you have that grip, just kick in your hand, line up the knees, stay tall, and keep your left hand on your hip. Now we're going to take this back and forth hinging, testing your balance a little bit. So keep just a little bend on the right knee and keep your gaze forward. Now just go slow. Hinge from the right hip and just lean forward. Take this to where you can. Keep your gaze forward. And then slowly come back up to vertical and bring your knees in line. Again like that. Hinge from the right hip. Keep the gaze forward. Just take it to where you can control. And then come back up to vertical and the knees are side by side again. One more time. Hinge from the right hip. Now take this down as far as you can hold. Keep your gaze forward. Just pause. And then see about kicking to that right hand, but draw the right shoulder forward. Maybe reach forward with that left arm. Keep your balance here. Now slowly, with an inhale, bring this all the way upright. Hands to hips, left knee lifted for a moment. And then when you're ready to step the left foot straight back and bring this into high lunge. Now find the long stance, but keep the stance wide. Feet on two separate tracks, about hips width distance apart. Deep bend into the right knee, left leg towards straight, left hip pulls forward, right hip back, and keep your spine upright. Now once you're ready, with an inhale, reach your arms up high. Exhale, vertical twist, right arm back, left arm forward, open up. Back and forth, inhale to center, arms up high. Exhale again, right arm back, left arm forward, and twist to the side. Inhale back to center, reach up high. Exhale one more time, right arm back, left arm forward, open up. And then inhale to center, arms up high. And with the exhale this time, hands through center. Bring the left elbow outside the right thigh and twist like this. Now press the elbow to the thigh, press the palms here, look back over your right shoulder, just keep your twist and keep your spine long. You can bring the left knee down anytime, but the twist is your focus, keep in mind, keep breathing. Now hold on to your twist, and if your left knee's still lifted, bring it all the way down to the floor. Once you set the left knee down, flatten that left foot behind you. Now bend further into the right knee, sink your hips down and forward, and then just slowly release your twist. Hands to your hips, and we're taking this to a deep Anjaneyasana lunge. So square everything forward, let the hips sink down. When you're ready with an inhale, reach your arms up high, gaze up toward the ceiling, and then bring your hands behind your head. Interlace the fingers, palms open, elbows wide, keep the shoulders pulled back, and keep looking up, keep your chest open. Now as you sink into this lunge, find that length on the left side from the left knee all the way through to the shoulders. And let's work this further by pressing into that right leg. So when you're ready, pressing your right foot, lean this further back, keep your gaze up high, shoulders pulled back, and then bend deeper to the right knee, sink down and forward. Again, pressing your right foot, lean this further back, you're still looking up. Bend deeper to the right knee, sink this forward again. One more time, pressing your right foot, lean this further back, hold here. Shoulders pulled back, chest open. And if you want to go further toward a twist, you can release the right hand, maybe reach down toward the left heel, you don't have to touch it, and bring your gaze over to the right side. Keep breathing. Now with your next inhale, turn to center, reach high through both arms. And then with the exhale, hands down around that right foot. Now tuck the toes of the left foot, lift your left knee, and then step your left foot forward next to the right, forward fold. When you're ready, take an inhale, lift this up halfway. And with the exhale, set your hands, we're going to take it to crow. So palms down, hands are shoulder width, dig your fingertips into the floor. Lift your heels and bring the knees to touch your arms. Now look forward, lean forward, just go slow, keep that grip. And then as you lift toward balancing, bring your feet up together, big toes to touch, pull the heels toward your seat. Take this to where you can. Now for the lopsided crow, you can bring it down to all fours. And to set up from here, bring the right forearm down, but stay on the left hand. Right elbow to the side, right hand moves into center. Slide your left hand back and stack the elbow directly over the wrist. Keep that elbow pulled in. Look straight down, tuck the toes of both feet. Find that lopsided dolphin, lift your knees, hips up high. Walk the feet in to get the hips up as high as possible. Now to take it further, left knee to left arm, pull the left heel in. Squeeze the right leg toward the left using the thighs. Maybe lift the right foot up as well. And then when you're ready, go ahead, take it to your Vinyasa, and we'll meet in down dog. Once you find it down dog, paddle out. Let's go ahead and bring all that to the other side. So from your downward facing dog, take an inhale. With the exhale, bend your knees. Look forward, step or float. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold back down. Inhale to stand and reaches up high. And then with the exhale, sink into chair. Put the weight to heels, bend your knees, and bring your hips down low. Now again, be aware of your stance, feet within hips width distance. Big toes towards center, knees towards center, belly pulled in. Now bring the hands down to heart center. Interlace your fingers, face the palms away from you. Keep the elbows wide. Palms up toward the ceiling. Now keep the shoulders pulled back, keep your chest open, keep your gaze forward. You can always sink this lower. And then focus weight on the right foot, lift your left heel this time. Still in chair. Left leg forward, dip the big toe down. Now draw a semicircle all the way back. And then bring it to the front. Semicircle all the way back with that left big toe. And then bring it forward again. One more time, bring that left big toe back, just hold here for a moment. And then step the left foot down next to the right. Focus weight on the left foot, lift your right heel. Bring yourself up to standing with your right knee high and hold. And then go ahead, bring your hands to your hips. Now ground your left big toe, be sure you're balanced. When you're ready, move to that dancer variation, knees together. Reach back with that left hand and find the inside edge of your right foot. Once you have that grip, just stand with the knees in line. Now right hand stays at your hip, will go back and forth. Put just a little bend on the left knee and keep looking forward. Now when you're ready, hinge from the left hip. Just bring this down as far as you can control. And then hinge back up the vertical with the knees in line. Again, hinge from the left hip. Keep the gaze forward, just take it the way you can. And then back up the vertical with the knees side by side. One more time, hinges forward. And take it down as far as you can hold. Now keep your gaze forward, keep the left leg strong. When you're ready, kick into that left hand, but pull the left shoulder forward. That'll lift the right knee further. Keep looking forward, maybe reach forward through that right arm. Now slowly, with an inhale, bring yourself upright. Hands to your hips, right knee lifted for a moment. And then to step the right foot straight back, step it back long, and find that high lunge dance. Deep bend left knee, right leg straight again. Feet on two separate tracks so the hips are squared toward the front. And just settle in with your torso toward upright. Now once you're ready, with an inhale, reach your arms up high. Exhale, vertical twist, left arm back, right arm forward, open to the left. Inhale to center, arms up high. Exhale, twist again, left arm back, right arm forward. Inhale to center, reaches up high. Exhale, one more time, left arm back, right arm forward. Inhale to center, arms up high. And with the exhale this time, hands through center. And move into your twist with the right elbow outside your left thigh this time. Press the elbow to the thigh, press the palms together, look back over your left shoulder. You can always drop the right knee down, but keep your twist. And just breathe here. Now, if your right knee's still lifted, slowly bring it down, hold your twist, and then flatten the right foot behind you. Sink the hips down and press them forward. Now, from wherever you are, just release your twist. Keep your hips low, hands to your hips. And just settle in. Find that long stretch, that long arc from the right knee all the way through to the right shoulder. Go ahead and reach the arms up high. Take an inhale. And then with the exhale, bring the hands behind your head. Interlace the fingers, palms open, elbows wide. Pull the shoulders back. Keep your gaze up high. And then just work this back and forth from your left leg. So press your left foot, lean this further back. You're still looking up. Bend deep in the left knee, sink this down and forward. Press in your left foot, lean this further back, keep your chest open. Bend deep in the left knee, sink down and forward again. Press in your left foot, lean this further back and hold here. Now keep your hips pressing forward, keep the chest open. If you want to go further, maybe release your left hand, reach toward the right foot with the right shoulder high. Just take it to where you can here. Now with your next inhale, turn to center, reach both arms high, look forward. And with the exhale, hands down around that left foot. Now tuck the toes, your right foot, lift the right knee back to your low lunge. And then step the right foot forward next to the left, forward fold. When you're ready, take an inhale, lift this up halfway. And then with the exhale, set your hands back to crow. So dig your fingertips down, bring the heels up, touch the knees to your arms. Look forward, lean forward, just take it slow, keep the tension. And lift your feet together, big toes to touch, heels to your seat, take that to where you can. If you're going to take the lopsided crow, come down to all fours. And then for this, go ahead and bring that left arm down and stand the right hand, left elbow to the side, left hand moves into center, that form's diagonal. Slide your right hand back, elbow over the wrist. Tuck the toes of both feet, lift your knees, bring your hips up high. Walk the feet further and get your hips up higher still. Right knee to the right arm, squeeze the left leg into the right. Maybe lift that left foot up as well. Pull the heels up toward your seat, keep in mind. And then take it through another vinyasa when you're ready. Once you find your down dog here, move around. And we'll bring this into the next sequence. So from your downward facing dog, take an inhale. With the exhale, bend your knees. Look forward, step or float. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold down. Inhale to stand and reach us up high. And with the exhale, come back down into the chair again. Put the weight to heels, bend your knees, and bring your hips down low. Now, as you're settling, keep reaching up through your arms, but bring the arms out wider. So you're making more of a Y shape with the arms in relation to the rest of your body. Rotate your thumbs behind you. Reach up for the shoulders and keep reaching. And then focus the weight on the left foot. Lift the right heel. Right leg forward, dip the big toe down. Draw a semicircle all the way back. And then draw it to the front. All the way back with that right big toe again. Bring it forward. Keep reaching through both arms. One more time, draw that semicircle back, keep looking forward, and then step the right foot down next to left. Push into the right foot, lift your left heel, come to standing with your left knee high, hold, and just bring your hands to your hips. Now once you've got your balance, line that left knee up with the right, and this time reach back with your left hand and find the inside edge of your left foot. Now once you've got that grip, just kicking your hand, bring the knees in line, and keep the right hand to your hip to start, and again, we're going to hinge this back and forth. So put just a little bit on the right knee, look forward, and then hinge from the right hip. Take this as far forward as you can control, and then slowly hinge back up. Come to vertical with the knees in line. Again, like that, hinge from the right hip, and just take this to where you can. Keep looking forward the whole time. Hinge back up the vertical with your knees side by side. And then one last time, hinge from the right hip. Bring your torso forward as the left knee lifts and just hold here where you can. Now once you're ready, kick into that left hand, draw the shoulder forward to lift your knee up higher. Maybe reach forward through the right hand, hold your balance, keep the right leg strong. With your next inhale, bring this all the way upright. Left knee lifted, hands to your hips. And then bring the left knee out to the side and step back, opening to the left in a straddle stance. So feet out wide, legs straight, heels in, toes out, and the width depends on the openness of your hips here. So just take a moment to settle in. And then we're going to take a pretty aggressive bind with the arms toward Gomukhasana. I'll take the lower half first. So right arm across your low back, palm facing away. With your left hand, reach back. Now maybe you hold the right wrist. Maybe reach all the way to the elbow or something in between. But draw back on that right arm. Feel the stretch from the front of the right shoulder. Shoulders pull back, chest forward. Now this is good enough. If you can go further, bring that right hand up between the shoulder blades. The left arm comes from above. And see about finding that grip somewhere in between. Now, don't go for the full bind at all costs here. I want you to still have your shoulders back, chest forward, and be able to look forward when you fold. Nothing wrong with a half bind. Now take an inhale here. With the exhale, hinge from the hips, fold halfway down, and keep your gaze forward. Keep your chest facing the floor. And from here, take it side to side. Deep end of the right knee, sink low inside the right thigh. Keep the fold, come back up to center. Deep end of your left knee, sink low to this side. You're still looking forward. And then back up to center here. Deep end of the right knee, sink low to this side again. And then bring it back up to center. Deep end of the left knee, sink down. And then come back up to center. One more time, deep end of the right knee, and stay low here. Now, if you want to go deeper, you can lift the toes of your left foot. Try to sink further inside the right thigh. You're still looking forward, still with the chest open, shoulders back. Keep breathing. Again, nothing wrong with that half bind. Now with your next inhale, straighten both legs, release the bind. Bring this all the way back upright. Hands to your hips. And then take this into a horse stance. Heels in, toes out. Just a wide-legged squat. So bring your thighs down toward parallel to the floor, the hips toward the level of the knees. Move around for a moment. And then settle at center with your torso upright. Reach your arms up high, palms facing your shoulders, stay high. Now I want you to keep the same stance. Your hips stay in place the whole time. But then reach and lean over the left as far as you can go. Gaze up high. Bring it up through center. The hips don't move. Reach and lean over to the right. Back through center. Reach and lean over to the left again. Keep your hips low. Bring it back through center. Reach and lean to the right. Now one more time through center. Reaching over to the left. Reach and lean to the left as far as you can go. And then right hand to the right hip. Left arm still reaching. And then look down past your left foot. Now pivot on your left heel, point the toes toward the back of the mat. And we're going to take this into half moon. Left hand to the floor. Forward with your left foot, further left. And as you push in your left foot, lift the right leg and extend it toward the front of the mat. Right shoulder stays high, right hip stays high. You can keep the left knee bent. Maybe straighten your left leg. Maybe reach your right arm high. And if you want to bind this, you can bend the right knee. Reach back with the right hand. If you find that foot kick into your hand, let this pull your shoulder back and keep everything open to your right. Now from wherever you are, take an inhale here. With the exhale, bend the left knee, both hands come down, right foot comes down, and then turn 180 degrees to the right, to the front of the mat, and step the left foot forward next to the right, forward fold. From the fold, take an inhale, lift up halfway. And with the exhale, set your hands, let's go back to crow. Dig your fingertips down, bring the heels up, knees to the arms. Look forward, lean forward, just go slow, lift your feet together, big toes to touch, heels toward your seat, take it to where you can. And then for the lopsided crow, go ahead, bring it down to all fours. So right forearm down, right elbow to the side, right hand moves to center. Left hand slides back, elbow directly over the wrist, keep that elbow pulled in. Look down, tuck the toes of both feet. Lift your knees, bring your hips up high. Walk the feet further and hips up higher still. Left knee to left arm, pull that heel in close. Squeeze the right leg into the left using the thighs. And see about lifting that right foot. And then take it through another vinyasa when you're ready. Once you're moving it down, dog, give yourself a moment, paddle out. And let's take all that to the other side to even things out. So from your downward facing dog, take an inhale. With the exhale, bend your knees, look forward, step or float. Inhale, lift it up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to stand and reach up high. And then with the exhale, sink in the chair one more time. Put the weight to heels, bend your knees, bring your hips down low. Now, still reach for the arms. Bring the arms out wide. Rotate your thumbs back, lift up from the shoulders. So you're making more of a Y shape here with the arms. And then focus weight on the right foot and lift your left heel. You're still in chair. Left leg forward, tip, big toe to the floor. Draw that semicircle all the way behind you. And then draw it to the front. Left big toe comes all the way back again. And then bring it forward. Draw that semicircle back one more time, hold. And then step the left foot down next to the right. Push into your left foot, come to standing with your right knee high. And then just bring your hands to your hips, find your balance here, dig into that left big toe. Now when you're ready, back to dancer one more time, line the right knee up with the left. Reach back with your right hand, find the inside edge of the right foot. Now once you've got that grip, just bring the knees in line, stay tall. And just keep the left hand to your hip, put a little bend in your left knee. Back and forth, hinge from the left hip, just bring this as far forward as you can control. And then hinge back up the vertical, knees side by side. Woo. Again, hinge forward. Just take this to where you can. And then come back up the vertical with the knees in line. One more time, hinge from the left hip. Now take this as far forward as you can hold. Keep your gaze forward, keep breathing, kick into that right hand, but pull the right shoulder forward. Maybe reach forward with that left arm as well. And then slowly, with an inhale, come all the way upright. Right knee lifted, hands to your hips. And then when you're ready, bring the right knee out to the side, step that foot back, and find that straddle stance on the right side of the mat. Now again, heels in, toes out, both legs straight. And let's take that Gomukhasana bind from below. Left arm crosses your low back, palm facing away. With your right hand, find the grip that works. Maybe hold the wrist, maybe all the way to the left elbow or something in between. But draw back on your left arm, feel that stretch from the front of the shoulder. And then if you want to take it further still, bring that left hand up between the shoulder blades. The right arm comes from above. And find that grip somewhere in between. And if you're having trouble with that full bind, I'm fighting with this one myself. Just take it to where you can. Be sure your chest stays open. Now take an inhale. With the exhale, hinge from the hips, just come halfway down. You're still looking forward. And we'll take this side to side. Deep bend the left knee, sink low to the left side, still looking forward. And then come back to center with the fold. Deep bend to the right knee, sink low to this side. And then just bring it back to center. Deep bend your left knee, sink low here again. Back to center, still looking forward. Deep bend to the right knee, come low inside the right thigh. and then bring it back to center. One more time, deep bend left knee, low inside the left leg, stay here, still looking forward. Maybe lift the toes of the right foot and sink lower inside your left leg, but take it to where you can, keep breathing. Now with your next inhale, go ahead, straighten both legs. Bring yourself upright, release the bind, hands to your hips. And then switch us into a horse stance, heels in, toes out. Move around, thighs toward parallel with the floor. And then settle in at center with your spine toward upright. Now reach your arms up high, palms facing in. And again, the hips stay in place, same stance as we move back and forth. So reach and lean over to the right as far as you can go, gaze up high. Bring it through center, keep the hips where they are. Reach and lean to the left. Keep looking up. Bring it through center. Reach and lean over to the right again. Back through center. Reach and lean over to your left side. Now through center. Reach and lean over to the right one more time. Hold here. Now bring the left hand to your left hip, but keep the right arm reaching. Look down past the right foot. Now pivot on the heel. Point the toes to the back edge of the mat. Right hand comes down. Forward to your right foot, but further right. As that hand comes down, push into the right foot and lift the left foot up off the floor. And keep that leg extended toward the back. Left shoulder stays high. Left hip stays high. Your right knee could be bent, but maybe you straighten the right leg. Maybe you reach your left arm high. And if you want to bind it, bend your left knee, reach with the left hand, find the foot. And if you have that grip, kick in your hand to pull the shoulder further back. Take this to where you can, stay open best you can. When you're ready, take an inhale. With the exhale, bend the right knee, step your left foot down. Both hands come to the floor. And then turn left, 180 degrees to the front of the mat. And step the right foot forward next to left, forward fold. When you're ready, take an inhale, lift this up halfway. And then with the exhale, set the hands down, take it to crow. Dig your fingertips into the floor, lift your heels. Knees touch the arms. Look forward, lean forward, just take it slow. And lift your feet together, big toes to touch, heels to your seat. And then for the lopsided crow, one more time into all fours. Left forearm down, left elbow to the side. Left hand moves into center. Slide the right hand back, elbow stacks directly over the wrist. Keep that elbow pulled in. Look straight down, tuck the toes of both feet. Lift your knees, bring your hips up high. Walk the feet further and hips up higher still. Now right knee to the right arm. Use the inner thigh, squeeze the left leg toward the right. Maybe lift that left foot as well and pull the heels in close. And then take it to your last vinyasa when you're ready. Once you find your down dog, paddle out and breathe for just a moment. And then take an inhale. Now with the exhale, just bend the knees, bring them all the way down to the floor. And then from all fours, take it down further, bring your belly all the way down. We're gonna take a half bow variation here. Now once you're down, reach your left arm straight forward, lay the right arm down at your side, and bend the left elbow so that forearm's parallel to the front edge of the mat. Now bend your left knee and reach back with your right hand. Find your grip. You're trying to hold the foot, the ankle, whatever works. Now, before you do anything, focus on your left arm. With an inhale, just lift your head, neck, and chest and look forward. Now, grip the floor with the left hand. Pull your chest forward as much as you can. And then kick your left foot with the right hand. Now, pull the right shoulder forward to lift that left knee higher. Kick the right foot down. Bring your weight forward toward your belly. And keep breathing here. Reach the top of the head straight up. And keep that tension on the right hand as well. Right shoulder pulling forward the whole time. Now take an inhale here. And then with the exhale, just slowly release this. Bring everything down. Hands back under the shoulders. Elbows into your sides. Pull your belly and press this up to all fours. And then tuck your toes, lift your knees. When you're ready, with an inhale, raise your right leg high. And then take this to half pigeon. So as the right leg comes forward, bring the knee behind the right wrist. Right ankle behind the left somewhere. And then left knee down, left foot flat behind you. Now pull your left hip forward, keep it in line with the right, and keep the hips squared. Sink your weight straight down and look for some of that stretch on the right side, outer hip toward the glutes. Now, there's a bunch of variations you can take this to. You can just stay extended like this. You can go deeper toward a back bend. You can just relax and melt down. I'm going to cue this into a different sort of twist. If you're interested in that, stay lifted to start. But walk your hands forward about one hand's length. And then reach your left arm underneath the right with the palm facing up. Use the right hand to lower your left shoulder all the way to the floor. Now, once your left shoulder comes down, you can go ahead and relax your head, but press into the right hand to stack that right shoulder above the left. Now, keep your right foot pressing down, keep both hips sinking toward the floor, and just breathe here. Now, if you're in that twist or if your hands are forward, slowly come up onto both hands and bring them in close. And then tuck the toes of your left foot, release your right leg, just shake it out for a moment. And we'll take those poses the other side. So once the right foot comes down, come back down onto your knees. And then from there, lower yourself all the way down onto your belly. Now this time, once you're down, right arm reaches forward, left arm's down at your side. Bend the right elbow, set forearms parallel to the front edge of the mat. And then bend the right knee, reach back with your left hand and find your grip. Now focus on the right arm. With an inhale, just lift your head, neck, and chest and look forward. Now press your right hand to the floor. And as you push into that right arm, draw your chest forward as the top of the head reaches toward the ceiling. Now kick into your left hand, but pull the left shoulder forward to lift that right knee higher. And then kick into your left foot to bring the weight forward toward your belly. Just breathe here. Take an inhale. Now with the exhale, slowly just bring it back down. Hands back under the shoulders, elbows into your sides. Pull your belly and press this up to all fours. And then tuck your toes, lift your knees down, we're facing dog. When you're ready with an inhale, raise your left leg high this time. And with the exhale, bring it forward. Left knee behind your left wrist, left ankle somewhere behind the right. Flatten the right foot, straighten the right leg. Pull your right hip forward, keep it in line with the left. And just sink your weight straight down. Look for at least some of that stretch on the left side this time, outer left hip toward the glutes. Now again, you're going to stay extended. You can go toward the back bend. You can relax and melt down if you like. And if you want that twist, walk the hands forward about one hand's length. And then reach your right arm onto the left palm facing up. Use your left hand to lower the right shoulder all the way to the floor. Now once you're down, just relax your head, but press in your left hand to stack the left shoulder above the right. And just breathe into this here. Right hip's pulling forward, both hips sinking down. Try to kick that left foot into the floor if you want to take it deeper and make this more active. Now, if you're in that twist, if your hands are forward, slowly bring the hands in close. Come up onto both hands. And then tuck the toes of your right foot. Release your left leg. Shake it out for a moment. Once your left foot's down, bring your knees down to the mat. You want to take this into camel. So just set your knees down about hips width distance apart. I always do this with my feet flat behind me, but if you prefer, you can always tuck your toes, whatever suits you best. But everything stacks to vertical from the knees on up. Now, once you come up, press your feet into the floor, squeeze your glutes and press your hips forward. And keep that tension. So keep the long arc from your knees all the way through to the shoulders. Hips stay pressed forward the whole time. Now bring your hands into heart center. And then just slowly walk your gaze up the front wall. Find the point of the ceiling that's directly above you. Just check in here. So press into the floor through your feet. Keep your glutes squeezing. Release your shoulders to the floor as much as you can. And maybe just stay here. This could be plenty. If you want to take it further, you can walk your gaze along the ceiling. Maybe look for the back wall. And a few other ways to deepen. Now you can release your hands toward your heels. Just be sure your hips are still pressing forward. And if you want to make this even more active, you can start to lift your hands and reach behind you. Now you don't have to straighten the arms completely. The further you go, the more intense this will be. But keep your feet pressing down, keep your glutes squeezing, release the shoulders toward the floor as much as possible. And just keep the front of the body open. Keep breathing here. Now slowly, hands come back to heart center. Walk your gaze along the ceiling from the front wall. Come all the way down to sitting on your heels. And just take a moment to breathe here. Now if you took it deep and you're seeing spots, things don't look unusually dark, don't go anywhere until the blood comes back into your head. But once you're ready, go ahead and bring your legs out from underneath you. And we're going to take a seated twist. This will bring us to Lord of the Fishes. So right heel comes outside the left hip, the left foot steps outside the right thigh. And bring both sit bones down to the floor between your heels. Now, if your hips are really tight and you need to back off, you can always do this with the right leg straightened and the left leg crossed. Either way, set your left hand down behind you. Inhale the right arm high. And then with the exhale, bring the right elbow down past your left thigh. Now, keep your spine tall. Reach the crown of the head straight up. Look back over your left shoulder. Use your right arm, press into your left leg, and keep twisting as you're extending the top of the head toward the ceiling. Just breathe here. Take a deep inhale. And then with the exhale, just slowly release and bring both hands over to your right side and lightly turn to the right. And then just turn back to center. Set your hands down behind you, lean back, and reverse the cross. So left heel outside the right hip or left leg straight. Right foot steps past your left thigh. Take a moment to get both sit bones down to the floor. And then once you're ready, set the right hand down behind you. Inhale your left arm high. And then with the exhale, move into the twist. Left elbow past your right thigh. Now again, keep your spine tall. Reach straight up to the top of your head. Look back over the right shoulder. Use your left arm, press into the right leg, and just breathe deeply here. Keep extending as you're twisting. Take a deep inhale. Now with the exhale, just release. Bring both hands over your left side and just lightly open your chest to the left for a moment. And then turn back to center. Set your hands down behind you, lean back, untangle the legs. And then come all the way down onto your back. Now once you're down, pull your knees into your chest and just squeeze things in tight for a moment. And then let's take this into happy baby. Go ahead and reach between the knees. Take hold of the outside edges of your feet. Stack your ankles above your knees and draw down on both sides. Now try to pull the knees down toward the floor outside your ribs. And press your feet back up in your hands at the same time. Keep the tension working both up and down. Now work to flatten your spine, sink your tailbone down low to the floor. And then if you want to take it further, you can rock a little bit side to side, but keep the tension. If you want to take it further still, maybe extend your legs out against your grip. Take a deep inhale. And then with the exhale, just release this. Extend your legs out fully. Lay your arms at your sides. Open up your palms toward the ceiling. And then just let your eyes close here and let your body sink down into the mat for a moment. And then as you're ready here, just start to move again bit by bit. Fingers and toes. Arms and legs. And then take a deep inhale. Reach your arms out long past your head. Stretch this out. And pull everything back in. Bring the elbows toward your chest. Draw your knees up as well. And just take your time. Find your way up to a comfortable seat. And ground yourself in the mat, stack your spine. Bring your hands up to heart center. Take a deep inhale here, hold on to at the top. And then just let everything go. I thank you for joining class today. Namaste.